What's up, guys? Erin Darling for Crave Online, and we're here at Comic-Con on this red carpet to talk to the cast, producer, and director of Dawn of Planet of the Apes. What are some of the biggest changes that we're going to see the second time around?
We have many more ape characters. We have two different worlds now. We're 10 years after Rise, so we'll see an ape kingdom and we'll see a human kingdom rebuilding.
A whole rebuilding.
Well, in the 10 years that we left Rise, the viral apocalypse has hit humanity, and we're now picking back up with them, so it's going to look a little bit different.
The first one was a rise in that it was a revolution. You know, it was an intimate story about this ape who's sort of unjustly treated and has this gift that comes from the ALZ 113 and then brings basically intelligence and revolution to the apes. And so in that sense, he gives rise to the resolution. This is the dawn of the beginning of ape civilization, and that's really what this is, and that would be the difference between the two in terms of the names.
To its credit, this film does not just, rest on hey, good ape trying to do this and all that. He's got very complex decisions to make now, and he's in quite a, when you're broken out and your society's flourishing and you've got kids and you've got a community and you've got a bunch of people you've got to protect and things are going strange within your own community, there's decisions you've got to make which aren't easy, and they're both good and bad, and not everyone's going to be happy with them. What
I found so exciting about the first movie was watching the apes and watching Caesar develop. And so like when he said no at that scene, in the scene in the middle in the habitat, I thought it was a breathtaking moment, and the few words that he says at the end and watching him put things together is an incredibly exciting thing. So we didn't want to miss too much of that. And so what we did want to miss in a way was the virus sort of attacking people, because you'd be watching the human population being atrophied, and it really wouldn't be about the apes. What you have missed is what the apes have built in the interim. And what we tried to do was not take it so far forward that you'd be like, oh wait, we're missing as they're coming into being. That's the exciting thing. But to give you what happened in the interim, at least a place that becomes very exciting to watch. So there's a kind of primitive kingdom that he's created, and the movie actually starts totally in the apes' point of view, and you see what they've created, and as far as they know, the humans are gone. And about, 10-15 minutes in, they realize, oh wait a minute, they're not gone, and what does this mean for the world they've created?
Caesar's pretty much going through his own evolution, but he's still the same guy we love and trust. He's the great leader of the apes, and he's helping the apes survive in a big way. They're thriving out in the woods.
So there's a lot more pressure on Caesar in this film. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on Caesar, and particularly as he meets me and other people like me, and he's got to interact and gets to, enjoy and like us, because, he knows, he's got some kind of understanding of who human beings are, more than most of the other apes, even the new ones that have just been born or are coming into the world,
One of the things we learned on Rise was that the performance capture really is an amazing technology, and getting proper actors to play those parts is very helpful. And so we cast Toby Kebbell to play Koba and Judy Greer to play Cornelia, who's Caesar's wife. And having those actors play these apes is tremendous.
You've been in a lot of huge fan favorite movies. What's been the biggest franchise or movie that you think you've been a part of?
Oh well, I think it would have to be Lord of the Rings, obviously, and now the Hobbit movies. But it's great, and also this, right? The Apes movies are huge fan favourites here, and I'm really proud to be back with the one that we're working on at the moment, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Yeah.
I would love to know what it was like the first time you put on all the motion capture gear and what that felt like.
It was quite exposing in many ways. It was. This was back in 2000 or 1999. I think the first time I put on a motion capture suit, but it was a real epiphany. I mean, as an actor, being able to see. Oh, I beg your pardon. Being able to see an avatar character move at the same time as you when learning how to move and be the character. It was a real. It was a moment of kind of this is a different kind of acting, but actually it's still the same thing. It's still embodying a character and psychologically and physically and emotionally playing the role, but wow, to be able to see yourself transported and transformed into an avatar character like Gollum was an amazing thing.
What can you tell us about your character and what she goes through in the story?
I don't know, I sort of think about it like a war journalist or someone who's been through wars, and she's just surviving. She's trying to hang on to the friends and loved ones she still has and create a family with what's left, and I think ultimately trying to find peace. I mean, I think that's what the character, what most of the humans want. They want protection and peace, and I think anyone in a time of war, that's sort of what they want.
I think, again, we've created a huge movie. The scale is enormous, but at the heart of it's an emotional story on both sides. You have, it's a story of families trying to survive.
So who are you on, Team Human or Team Ape?
I'm always secretly rooting for the apes just because Caesar's just that good, I know.
Funnily enough, that is actually a question which is asked in the film, you know, and ultimately it should be asked of the audience. And so, you know, it's very hard not to have sympathy for, you know, when you see the performance Andy and Terry and all those other guys have given with their motion capture and their head capture, and then you put that ape on there, it's very hard not to have a lot of empathy for that. And even as another actor in the film, you know, I mean, I'm, you know, halfway through shooting this film, I'll go to the zoo and just watch the apes in the zoo. I mean, it's a horrible place for me to be, but it just gives you so much back about stuff, and there's just sympathy and empathy feel there. But you know, us humans are doing our best.